Jimmy Niggles, mate, I'm so pumped to be here with you today. And I'm excited to be cooking some beautiful Australian lamb with you. To say a massive thank you for all the work you do with beard season. And you've saved so many people's lives. You've made such a dramatic change around melanoma and skin cancer in this country. You're a legend.
Mate, so good to have you here. This is going to be an absolute treat. And the more people we can get our message out to, the better. So this is awesome.
Mate, the dish we're doing today is really simple. Mediterranean-style lamb cutlets. Perfect to share around, you know, that's the best thing about a cutlet. And if you didn't have cutlets, you could use 4/4 chops, lamb loin chops.
Beautiful.
So first things first, if you could just lay out our lamb cutlets that have been trimmed, and while you're doing that, we'll pull together the marinade ingredients. So basically, rosemary, thyme, that little bit of lemon zest and some salt. Boom, we're ready to go.
Perfect.
Now, mate, obviously the elephant in the room, the $1 million beard. It's all about raising awareness and getting people out there to get their skin checked.
Exactly. Actually, one of our best mates passed away from melanoma, and we just wanted to do something.
Yep.
We decided to focus on telling people to get a skin check, and the beards are just a kind of a talking point to make sure that happens.
Yeah.
And if it's found early, the survival rates are 98%.
It's incredible. Tell me, have you ever trimmed the beard?
In 10 years, it's only ever technically been trimmed once by Richard Branson.
No way.
So I asked him, and he whipped out a bar knife and hacked the end off, and then we turned it into a paintbrush, and it's now being passed around to all these amazing artists in Australia. And our goal is to raise $1 million, which we're going to put towards a national skin check program.
What a story, hey? All right, mate, that's looking good. Can you just pinch it and sprinkle it over the top? Pinch of chili and some dried oregano.
Lovely.
Some olive oil. And that's looking good. If you could just get in there and roll them through that marinade, get it on both sides.
And what's the secret with the massaging?
Basically, you just want to get that flavour combining with the oil, and it just permeates and perfumes the lamb.
Mate, I actually grew up on a lamb farm.
No way.
Yeah. Spent most of my childhood chasing lambs around the paddock.
Man, I'm going to have to do the lamb justice because you're going to be a bit of an expert, I think.
I reckon we're going to be good.
All right, so lamb is in the fridge. Next step is to make up our tahini sauce. Really simple, yogurt, tahini, pinch of salt, little lemon juice. So we're just going to bring that together so it's nice and creamy. And then we have some sumac.
Magic.
It's good, isn't it?
That was easy.
Mate, so easy. Okay, Jimmy, you want to chuck the stove on? I'll grab the lamb. So, cutlets, they're room temperature now. Super hot griddle pan. Yeah, that's the sound we're looking for.
There we go.
2 minutes on each side.
And that marinade's just soaked in beautifully.
You know, when you're cooking, you're using all your senses. You can hear the sizzle. You can smell it when things are cooked. They're getting that caramelisation.
We're ready?
Yeah, I think we should give them a turn. You get in there with the tongs, mate. Now, mate, this recipe and this dish is for you because you're a lamb legend.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of good work. We started to do our own pop-up skin check clinics.
Right.
We know how many people we've checked, how many things we've found,
Yeah.
and literally how many lives we've saved.
Amazing, amazing effort. Well, these are looking pretty perfect.
Oh, look at that.
That's beautiful.
Good work.
Oh, that's looking good. The rest of it just comes together really quickly. Tomato salad, yogurt's here. Need a bit of that on the board.
Oh, delicious.
After you, sir, go on.
Yeah.
Grab one. Yeah, get in there. Yeah. Oh,
Dig that in.
wonderful. Look at that. That's what we're looking for. You know, nice and pink, just blushing.
That's magic.
Jimmy, I want you to take this recipe and cook it for a lamb legend of your own.
Mate, I'm going to cook it for 10,000 lamb legends. Every time we do a pop-up, bring the barbie, and I reckon we'll win over a lot of hearts and save a ton of lives.
I think you will, mate.
Thanks so much.
Perfect idea, mate. And thank you. Thank you for sharing your story, and thanks for everything you do with beard season. It's incredible.
Legendary.